This is betrayal at the highest level. All right, guys. So apparently, the Trump administration, or rather Trump himself, states that he's going to let 600,000 Chinese students in the United States. Now, of course, the MAGA party, if you will, or people, or however the hell you want to say it, there's a lot of anger over this. And I find it interesting, guys, is that China is our enemy, for, I guess, better lack of a term. We are not in good graces with them, but somehow we're allowing 600,000 Chinese students here in the United States. Now, we already caught two people who were being charged with agroterrorism, which was a fungus that they had, that they were walking around, that they were trying to weaponize and possibly looking to release. There was also another guy, if I'm not mistaken, that was trying to weaponize blight to release it on the American crop. He was also a Chinese national. So that's three people so far. And like a lot of us said before, if those three were caught, a couple and a guy, I think, that was on his own, if those three were caught, how many other Chinese nationals in this country working at universities, working on, lab experiments are actually out there? Now, I find it interesting, guys, that at the peak of Chinese students coming in this country, the first time was 357,000 when Trump was in office back in 2019. Now we are in a trade war, if you will, or tariff war with China. Now all of a sudden he's stating that he wants to let 600,000 Chinese students here in the United States. Now that is a giant red flag, and I do not understand why people are glossing over this fact. They're just sitting there going, well, he said he would. Would means he's going to do it. It doesn't mean he's not mentioning it because he thinks he's thinking about it. He's going to do it. I don't know any president on this planet that mentions something to the American people and goes, well, I'm thinking about it. Anytime they're thinking about doing it and they announce it to the American people, that means they're going to do it. Simple as that. Trump is, in my opinion, now becoming the enemy of this country, because you are allowing the enemy of this country to allow their students to come here and work it off or do lab experiments or whatever bullshit they're going to do and live here, because a lot of them are not going to go back. I doubt it very much. I also find it interesting that when Trump was doing this mass firing of United States employees or federal employees, now there was a mass hiring going on, though a month ago there was a hiring freeze, and early this month there's mass hiring for federal workers. Now, a lot of the federal workers that they're looking to hire back are old federal workers, but they're, interestingly enough, going to be 300,000 vacated federal worker spots by the end of this year. So it was like we were being told three things in a span of 2 months: that there was a hiring freeze, there's mass hiring going on, and they're looking for ICE agents, by the way, and they're looking for older ICE agents to come back. But I also think that they're going to hire a lot of these Chinese nationals, or students, if you will, with their visas. And they're going to extend it and all this other bullshit. And the problem is, we're learning about this now. In another few months, we're going to forget about it because some new bullshit's going to come up. And then, a couple of years later, someone's going to ask the question, whatever happened to those 600,000 Chinese students that came here? We're not going to know. But I can tell you this much: they're going to integrate them into the American culture. Now, there's a lot of back and forth going on with China with the tariff wars right now, but the 600,000 students is definitely part of that deal. There is no way that you're going to let people who are actively spying on us, buying land from us, and placing that land near military bases, which, by the way, the Trump administration is stating that they're pulling a lot of land away from these Chinese individuals and companies. And they're not going to allow any Chinese nationals to buy land anymore. I think that's bullshit. We have to wait and see where that goes. But all of this, guys, is evolving around China, the Chinese. Something isn't right. And it's not a coincidence, guys. And it's funny. The more nonsense Trump pulls, and the more nonsense that he pulls that we can see through, people in the comment section anywhere like, yeah, I'm not feeling this Trump. And I told you guys before, last year around this time, I said we are going to see a different man. We're going to see a different guy do different shit that we are not going to like. And what is he doing? He's doing shit we're not liking. Now, there are some hardcore Trump cocksuckers out there that are going to fucking hang on his dick and white knuckle the dick in their hand. Be like, but he's still doing good for this country. Letting 600,000 Chinese students in this country is not doing good for this country. It's actually the reverse. They are allowing a lot of these people, and they're also allowing, unbeknownst to us, or those that are not paying attention, a lot of Muslims are also coming here as well. They're allowing a lot of these people to come here for what? The country is being taken over, and we're sitting here arguing about Cracker Barrel and its sign. Meanwhile, we're missing the bigger picture. Trump is undoubtedly selling us out. That is without a doubt. But where is this going to go and how bad this is going to get? Only time can tell. Other than that, guys, this is the Angry Prepper. Thank you for watching.